Let me ask you something really important. Have you ever wanted to travel? I mean, really wanted to go somewhere, but talked yourself out of it because of a medical condition, because of the equipment that you need, medication that you take, or mobility challenges that you manage every single day? Maybe you thought the airport would be too complicated. Maybe you worried about your CPAP machine going through airport security. Maybe you were not sure if your wheelchair would make it to the other side in one piece. Maybe you just did not know if traveling with an oxygen tank was even allowed on a plane, and so you stayed home. And that trip you dreamed about never happened. Well, I'm here today to tell you that ends right now. Because traveling with a medical condition is absolutely possible. People do it every single day. And with the right preparation and the right knowledge, you can do it too. Confidently, safely, and without the stress and uncertainty that has been holding you back. Welcome to Travel Like a Pro with Cheryl. And today, I'm giving you the complete guide to traveling with medical conditions. Everything from CPAP machines to wheelchairs to oxygen tanks to medications, so that nothing stands between you and the trip of your lifetime. Before I get into the specifics, I want to give you the one rule that applies to every single medical condition and every single trip that you will ever take. And that is to talk to your doctor before you travel. Do not do it as a formality and not just to get a letter, but as a genuine conversation about your specific condition, your specific destination, and your specific needs. Because your doctor can tell you things that no travel guide can. Whether your condition is stable enough for that trip that you're planning, whether the altitude or climate will affect you, whether your medications need adjustments, and what to do if something goes wrong while you are away. So make sure you talk to your doctor. I highly suggest that you get a letter as well from your doctor on official letterhead that outlines your medical conditions, list all your medications with generic names and dosages, and explains any medical equipment that you travel with. This letter is going to be one of the most important documents in your travel bag. Keep it with your passport, always. And now let's talk specifics. And let me start with medications because this is the one that affects almost every traveler who has a medical condition. And the rules are simpler than most people think once you know them. And that's the key. Rule number one, always pack your medications in your carry-on. Every single time. I cannot say this strongly enough. Never, and I mean never, put your medications in your checked luggage. Here is why. Checked bags get lost. Checked bags get delayed. Checked bags sometimes end up in a completely different country from the one that you flew to. And if your medication is in that bag, you are going to be stranded without those medications. Your carry-on should always stay with you through airport security, on the plane, and at your destination. No exceptions. Rule number two, bring more than you think you need. Pack at least a week's worth of extra medication beyond what your trip requires. Trips get extended, weather causes delays, connections get missed, pharmacies in other countries may not carry your specific medication or brand, so always have a buffer. Rule number three, keep medications in their original labeled bottles. This is particularly important for international travel. Customs officers in many countries want to see that your medications match your prescription labels. A pill organizer is fine for convenience, but always bring the original medication bottles as well. Rule number four, know the rules for controlled substances. If you take any controlled substances, and I'm talking about certain pain medications, anxiety medications, ADHD medications, Make sure you research the specific regulations for every country you are visiting. Some medications that are perfectly legal in the United States are classified as controlled or even illegal substances in other countries. The U.S. Embassy website for your destination country is the best place to check for this. Do not skip this step, please. Rule number 5, carry a translation of your medication names. Let me explain. If you're traveling internationally, your medication might be known by a completely different brand name in another country. Having the generic chemical name of each medication means that if you ever need to replace something abroad, a local pharmacist can help you. Your doctor's letter should include these generic names. Rule number 6, refrigerated medications. If you take insulin or any other medication that requires refrigeration, invest in a medical grade travel cooler specifically designed for medications. Notify your airline in advance and always verify that your accommodation has a refrigerator or can safely store your medication before you book that flight. Before you book that hotel. For millions of people who use CPAP machines for sleep apnea, I have great news. Traveling with a CPAP is an absolute manageable thing, and the rules are very clear once you know them. At airport security, the TSA, and most international security equivalents classify CPAP machines as medical devices. This means they do not count toward your carry-on allowance on most airlines. You are allowed to bring your CPAP as an additional item, specifically because it's a medical necessity. At the security checkpoint, you will need to remove your CPAP from its bag and place it in a separate bin for X-ray screening, just like the laptop. Keep it in a clear bag if possible to make this process much smoother. Most modern CPAP machines are FAA approved for use on aircraft, but check your specific machine's documentation for the FAA approval designation. If you want to use your CPAP during the flight and for long-haul flights, this is absolutely worth doing. But be sure to contact the airline in advance. That is important. Some airlines provide seat-side power outlets. Others may require advance notice for medical device usage. Bring your CPAP documentation, the prescription, and the device information in case you are questioned at security or customs. Most CPAP machines use distilled water in the humidifier chamber. Distilled water is not always easy to find internationally. Two options. Either travel without the water in the humidifier portion of your trip or research where to purchase distilled water at your destination in advance. Many hotels can source it for you if you ask ahead of time. If you are traveling internationally, please check whether your CPAP machine is dual voltage. Most modern machines are, but make sure you verify this before you go. A voltage converter or the wrong adapter can damage your machine, and always bring your power adapter for the specific country that you are visiting. Now, let's discuss wheelchairs and mobility aids and your rights as a traveler. This section is critically important because so many people with mobility challenges do not fully know their rights, and knowing your rights makes all the difference between a stressful experience and a smooth one. If you use a wheelchair, whether your own wheelchair or a borrowed one, contact your airline at least 48 hours before your flight to request wheelchair assistance. Most airports provide complimentary wheelchair service from check-in all the way to your seat on the plane, and from your arrival gate all the way to baggage claim. Do not wait until you arrive at the airport to request this. Pre-arrange it every single time. Under the Air Carrier Access Act in the United States and under similar regulations in most countries, airlines are required to accommodate passengers with disabilities. Your wheelchair must be accepted as checked baggage at no additional charge, just so you know. Electric powered wheelchairs require advance notice because of the battery. Your airline will give you specific instructions for how the battery must be prepared for travel. Contact them well in advance, please. All right? I hope you're getting value from this video so far. I'm not done yet. I'm just scratching the surface. But let's wrap it up. I hope you're getting value from this video, and if so, I know you will love my deep dive into more topics about travel alternatives. That's exactly what I did by creating an ebook titled The Senior Guide to Stress-Free Travel Below 35,000 Feet. Don't travel without this amazing companion. The link is in the description below. Go grab it now. Let's get back to the video now. Research accessibility at your destination. That's important, even before you book your flight. Not all hotels advertise their accessibility features accurately. So make sure you call the hotel directly and ask specific questions. Is there a roll-in shower? Are the doorways wide enough for your specific wheelchair? Is there a step at the entrance? Do not assume. Be sure to ask. Websites like Wheel the World and accessibleGo.com specialize in accessibility travel research and can be incredibly helpful for planning your trip. Canes and walkers go through the airport security with you. You'll be asked to send them through the x-ray machine, but you will be provided with support while they are being scanned. TSA agents are trained to assist travelers with mobility aids. Please do not hesitate to ask for help. Traveling with supplemental oxygen is absolutely possible with the right preparation. Airlines do not allow passengers to bring their own personal oxygen tanks onto the aircraft. This is a safety regulation that applies universally. However, airlines are required to accommodate passengers who need supplemental oxygen during flight. So consider a portable oxygen concentrator, or POC, which is different from the traditional oxygen tank. POCs are FAA approved for use on aircraft, and they're recommended instead of the other oxygen tanks that you're used to. They work by concentrating oxygen from the surrounding air rather than using pressurized gas. Make sure you contact your airline at least 72 hours before your flight. Many airlines require more notice than even 72 hours, some even up to 2 weeks, to notify them that you will be traveling with a POC. They will ask for documentation from your doctor confirming your need for supplemental oxygen and the specific flow rate that the doctor prescribed. Make sure that your POC has enough battery life for the entire duration of your flight, plus additional time for delays. The FAA requires that you carry 150% of the expected flight duration in battery capacity. So if your flight is 6 hours, you need enough battery for 9 hours. So always add 3 hours to it. If you use oxygen at home and will be using it at your destination, make sure to research oxygen rental companies at your destination in advance. Many medical supply companies offer rental services for travelers. Just so you know, your doctor or a medical travel specialist can help you arrange this. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about something that is absolutely non-negotiable for anyone traveling with a medical condition, and that's travel insurance. Specifically, travel insurance that covers pre-existing medical conditions. Standard travel insurance often excludes pre-existing conditions. You need to specifically seek out policies that include medical coverage for your existing medical conditions. Read the fine print carefully though, or use a travel insurance specialist who can find the right policy for your specific situation. Medical care abroad can be extraordinarily expensive. Trust me. One single hospitalization in some countries can cost tens of thousands of dollars. So travel insurance with proper medical coverage protects you from financial devastation if something goes wrong. Look for policies that cover medical evacuation as well, the cost of being transported home for medical care if necessary. This alone can cost over $100,000 without insurance. I have a link to a travel insurance provider in the description below that I personally recommend for travelers with medical conditions. Please check that out before your next trip. All right? Let me leave you with some practical packing tips that make traveling with medical conditions significantly smoother. Create a medical travel document packet and keep it accessible at all times. This should include your doctor's letter, your list of medications with generic names, as we discussed, and also the doses, the medication dosages, your insurance cards and travel insurance policy, emergency contact numbers, including your doctor's number and the address and phone numbers of hospitals or medical facilities near your destination. Pack a medical ID bracelet or card that lists your conditions and critical medications. In an emergency where you cannot communicate this kind of information yourself, this could save your life. Research medical facilities at your destination before you go. Know where the nearest hospital is. Know whether there are English-speaking doctors available. Know how the local emergency services work, because it may be different in your country. This is not being pessimistic. This is being prepared. Carry a small medical kit in your carry-on with essentials such as pain relievers, bandages, antiseptic, any over-the-counter medications that you rely on. Some common medications are not available or are very different in other countries, just so you know. And finally, give yourself extra time at every stage of your journey. Extra time at check-in, extra time at airport security, extra time for connections. Traveling with medical equipment and conditions takes more time, and that is completely okay. But make sure you build that time into your itinerary so that you're never rushing. Having a medical condition does not mean that your traveling days are over. It means that you're going to travel differently. You plan more carefully, you prepare more thoroughly, and you advocate for yourself more confidently when you know all of these rules and your rights. The world is still out there waiting for you. The destinations you have dreamed about are still accessible. The experiences you want to have are still within reach. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You just need the right knowledge, and now you have it. And if this video helps you feel more confident about traveling with your medical condition, please give it a thumbs up. And make sure you share this video with someone in your life who needs to hear this. Because there are so many people sitting at home missing out on experiences that they deserve to have simply because nobody gave them this information. Subscribe to Travel Like a Pro with Cheryl so that you never miss another video like this one, where you learn all the rules, the rights, and the real talk that every traveler needs. And make sure you drop a comment below. What medical condition or equipment do you travel with? If you're comfortable with letting me know, please do. I want to know what challenges you face so that I can create more content specifically for you. Oh, and please remember to grab that ebook titled The Senior Guide to Stress-Free Travel Below 35,000 Feet. The link is in the description below as I suggested. You'll be glad that you got it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Now go plan that trip. You deserve it. Yes.